Thank you very much. Good. Doing good. Thank you.
Okay, so we are live on Facebook and YouTube now. Good evening and Dhamma greetings to all of you. So let us begin our bi-weekly Sutra discussion. First, by paying respect and homage to the Buddha, let us recite Namo Tassa 3 times together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. I pay my respect and homage to him, the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened Buddha. Okay, so today we are going to have our year-end, the last Sutra discussion for this year, 2024. And it happens to be on the Christmas weekend. So in 2 days' time, we are going to celebrate Christmas. And also, this is the United Nations, the designated, the World Meditation Day weekend. So December 21st has been officially nominated as the or confirmed to be the World Meditation Day, and it's a good thing for us, for everyone. And we had the celebration at the Vedic Center here in Toronto. People from all walks of life and of all ages. So since December 21st has been designated as the World Meditation Day, and I thought it would be nice for us to have a good discussion about the personal benefit and the universal benefit of the meditation practice. So we extended invitation to everyone, and most of the monks and nuns are busy, but today at least we are fortunate to have some monks for this discussion. So I would like to introduce the Venerable monks to our audience. First, I see Venerable Trudeau. He's joining the discussion from Florida. And then we have Venerable Bhante Kamalasuri. He's joining the discussion from Minnesota, USA. And then we have Venerable Soma Wangsha. He's joining the discussion from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Then we have Venerable Shanto Sobana. He's joining the discussion from Los Angeles. Then we have the Venerable Nanda Mahatero joining the discussion from Long Island, United States. Then we have Venerable Bhante Kusala. He normally joins from Boston, but now he's here with us in Toronto. And then who else? We have Bhante Jinananda. He said he's kind of tired today. He would just listen, but he's here. Then we have Venerable Nanda Loka. He is here too. I think he has his video off. But I would like to welcome all of you to our 92nd bi-weekly Sutta discussion. I also would like to give a warm welcome to our friends and devotees who are here on Zoom platform, and also who are watching this program on YouTube and Facebook Live. And I have a very kindful request from all of you. If possible, please share this discussion, this program on your social media timeline as a way of giving the gift of Dhamma to your family members, to your friends and colleagues, and also please consider this as a Christmas gift. And of course, this is also Christmas season. I would like to wish happy Merry Christmas to all the people around the world who are celebrating Christmas. And so on this spiritual weekend, it's the World Meditation Day weekend. It is the Christmas weekend. So on this spiritual weekend, let us try to discuss the personal and universal benefits of meditation as a way of celebrating United Nations World Meditation Day. So I was thinking of discussing a sutra. So we found a sutra that is known as the Bhavana Sutta, excuse me, the Discourse on Meditation. And this sutta is very short but has some deep teachings. So I would like to invite Bhante Kusala to give us a summary of this sutta. I know you have prepared a PowerPoint presentation. If possible, please share that to the screen and please give us a summary of this sutta.
Thank you, Bhante. Thank you very much for your kind introduction. It's timely that we have been doing this discussion 92 times,
Yeah.
and we are getting closer to 100 very soon. And thank you also noticing that it is the World Meditation Day. As monks who keep a commitment to meditation, you have picked a very nice sutra for discussion. And as you said, it's Bhavana Sutta from Anguttara Nikaya 771. So the seventh chapter is the great chapter, and that is translated as Mahavagga. Bhavana is a famous word. In West Virginia, they have a Bhavana society. So Bhavana means mental development, mental cultivation, meditation. It has these meanings, mental purification. So I believe that explains it. So in English, we translate it as meditation. I think that explains it a little bit. And here we have a little introduction. This is about a monk who actually does not meditate, but he wishes that his defilements be removed. And do you think that that can happen? It's impossible. And the sutra toward the end also gives 3 metaphors, and I will be happy to visit them at the end of this presentation. And for this monk, in order to succeed in his meditation, he must cultivate some essential qualities. And some of these essential qualities are very well known, like the 4 foundations of mindfulness. So satipatthānas, and then 4 right efforts, sammapadhanas, then 4 bases of spiritual power, iddhipadas, the 5 faculties, indriyas, 5 strengths, balas, 7 factors of enlightenment, bojjhangas, and the noble eightfold path, the ashtangika marga, attangika magga in Pali. Without these, there won't be a way out of his suffering, and his asavas may never be absent from his mind. Asavas means defilements, and they never will be absent from his mind. And the metaphors will come later. Although this introduction has them, I would like to really elaborate what these the lists are. I think for the audience, it may be a little overwhelming to hear all these technical terms in one go. But do not close your mind. You just pay attention to them, and you will see, some familiarity, and some. You will also notice some connection between these technical terms.
Mhm.
And so the four Satipatthanas, the Satipatthana Sutta. In it, we discover contemplation of the body. This is called Kayanupassana. Contemplation of feelings. This is called Vedananupassana. Contemplation of mind, Chittanupassana. Contemplation of phenomena, Dhammanupassana. So the Buddha once has stated that as long as there are beings, humans, who practice the four foundations of mindfulness, the world will not be empty of enlightened beings, empty of arahants. So that's quite promising. So we must pay attention to the four foundations of mindfulness. And these four foundations of mindfulness is found in every section of the canon, Buddhist canon. Um, that means if you look into the long discourses, Digha Nikaya, you will find a sutra on four foundations of mindfulness or number of sutras. And the same goes to connected discourses, Samyutta Nikaya, numerical discourses, Anguttara Nikaya, and so on. Anywhere you look, even in the middle length discourses, number 10 is based on the four foundations of mindfulness, and that is famously known as the Satipatthana Sutta. So this is basically, these are the four foundations. And next we go to the four Sammapadhanas. This is like the summary of right effort. Preventing unarisen, unwholesome states, abandoning arisen, unwholesome states. This is like Sabba Papassa Karanang, abandoning what is unwholesome, abandoning what is akusala. And then developing unarisen, wholesome states. Kusalang bhaveti, developing what is wholesome, which includes mindfulness, loving kindness, anything that is wholesome, anything that purifies your mind, you develop them. And maintaining arisen, wholesome states. So you not only develop loving kindness or mindfulness, you also make a commitment to maintaining them. This way you maintain that purity and keep cultivating your mind. Next we go to the four Iddhipadas. Iddhi means spiritual power. Pada is a base, and there are four of them. These are also very well known among those who are practitioners. So there is a famous word, chanda. In Sri Lanka, we use this for the elections, electing someone. But here, this is wholesome aspiration or desire to achieve the goal of liberation, having that desire in your heart. So you make a commitment, a determination that no matter what, you are never going to forget this goal from your heart. And then chitta. Chitta is mindfulness and focused intent. So you kind of have your mind directed toward that. Not only you like it, but your mind is also intent on this goal, nibbana, freedom from suffering, freedom from craving as your goal. And then persistent effort. This is called virya. And so the virya is also connected with what we learned earlier about making effort. So you see the interconnectedness, they are working together. And then vimansa, investigative wisdom, which is a quality that also is found in the 7 factors of awakening that comes later. And if this monk also does not cultivate the 5 indriyas, we have 5 faculties, but these are the actual faculties a monk can cultivate, like faith, confidence in the path and the teachings, and then energy again, effort, and then mindfulness. You see the overlap here. And so sati is found also in the Eightfold Path, but here sati, mindfulness, is a faculty, not a path factor, but it is a faculty that you develop. Through this faculty, you restrain what is unwholesome. You kind of use sati as a gatekeeper in this case. And samadhi, that's also a part of the Eightfold Path, but here this is a faculty, samadhi as an indriya, faculty, collectedness of your mind. We also call it deep stillness of your mind. And then panya, wisdom, wisdom aspect. When you look at, so everything with your wisdom eye, you may be meditating with your eyes closed, but there is a kind of seeing with your eyes closed with wisdom eye. So that's the kind of wisdom that you cultivate. And then the same five here. I skipped a couple, and here at number 5, the same 5 as before are repeated here, but they are repeated as balas. Bala means a strength, power. So faith as a power, energy, effort as a power, mindfulness as a power, concentration as samadhi as a power, and then prajna as a wisdom as a power. And here you find mindfulness again in the 7 factors of enlightenment. The first one is sati, mindfulness. The second is investigation of phenomena. Phenomena means dhamma here, dhamma investigation. And then virya, again repeated here as an awakening factor, energy or effort. And then there is joy, when you are actually letting go so much and letting go of this engagement with sense faculties and their unwholesome ways, and discovering that seclusion, there is a natural piti, natural joy. And then with that, subsequently you may experience pasaddhi, that is an enlightenment factor, tranquility of the body and mind. And the Buddha says, never fear it. Let your body experience it so much. And samadhi, concentration again, and upekha, equanimity. This is also found in the 3rd and the 4th jhanas. And then I think this comes at last, the Noble Eightfold Path, which is very well known. This is also known as the middle path. It starts from the right view. You can sense from the Buddha's point of view when he was practicing his meditation and he was doing his search, which is called the Arya Pariyasana Noble Search. In the beginning, he was kind of misguided, with what they had at the time. He was told to do self-mortification, and this didn't serve him so much. So he had to let go of that and discover the truth by himself. Therefore, we find right view, samma ditthi, in the very beginning of our path in Buddhism practice. Then samma sankappa, with right understanding, you cultivate right intention, cultivating thoughts of renunciation, thoughts of loving kindness, and thoughts of harmlessness. And then samma kammanta, right action, avoiding harm to others through actions like killing, stealing, or sexual misconduct. You cannot just meditate, you must also avoid these harmful actions. And you choose a livelihood, which is called samma ajiva, right livelihood, earning a living in ways that do not harm others. And then samma vayama, as before, we cultivate wholesome states and overcoming unwholesome ones. And then samma sati, that is right mindfulness. And then samma samadhi, right concentration. So this includes the entire path. In summary, you can see here that each of these lists provide a framework for developing the qualities necessary to progress on the path to liberation. Together, they build the wisdom, mindfulness, ethical conduct required to eradicate the mental defilements, asavas, and realize nibbana. These qualities, when cultivated diligently, lead to a steady weakening of attachment and ignorance, like tools or materials that wear away over time. So these are the three metaphors. You can see a chicken, a little chick on the left hand side. The first metaphor, a chicken with eggs that aren't incubated properly cannot expect the chicks to hatch safely. Or like if there is a hen that does not do its duty, and the hen is like looking at the eggs and thinking, may my eggs hatch, it can spend about 10 days wishing that, and no hatching will take place. And if the chicken does it properly, the chicks will hatch naturally even without the chicken wishing for it. So the wish does not do much. You have to really do the action. And the second metaphor is about a carpenter sees the wear on the handle of their tool but cannot pinpoint how much was worn today or in the past. They only know it has been worn down over time. So people will be asking the carpenter, when will my table be ready? My chair will be ready. And so the carpenter does not understand this demand. He instead, he just does not have his focus on the actual work. And progress in practice happens gradually, right? He has to begin somewhere and then see the gradual progress. And he only sees the where, but he cannot see when actually this where happened, when that where happened. It just happens naturally until the handle almost disappears. In meditation practice, in the same way, you cannot say, this day this happened, that day that happened. It's a gradual process. And number 3, this is about a ship and its ropes. A seafaring ship bound with ropes becomes weathered over 6 months in water. Later, exposure to wind, sun, and rain on land causes the ropes to easily weaken and rot away. And will the ship be saved? No. So in this case, when you are consistently cultivating your practice, the mental fetters weaken and eventually fall apart. So you cannot save these defilements, even though you may try to protect them. It's not those defilements that you can protect. With practice, they gradually get weakened, and they get deteriorated, and they lose their power, and they will be gone. And so ultimately, patience and practice, you can see a little plant with deep roots to the ground below. You can see that the path of freedom unfolds naturally. These metaphors illustrate that achieving freedom from defilements requires diligent effort and proper cultivation. So the progress may never be immediate, but it unfolds naturally with consistent practice. So that's all from the introduction from me. I believe you can add so much into the discussion today through this. Thank you, Bhante.
Yes, thank you, Bhante Kusala, for beautifully presenting the summary of the sutta. Actually, this Bhavana sutta has so much to teach us. We have so much to learn from it, even from the metaphors and all the 37 of wings of enlightenment or factors of awakening are there in this sutta. So when we talk about meditation, I think it's very important. It's very that the metaphor of the chicken is very practical. I think even it can be applied today. Now, for example, people have a lot of stress, anxiety, and sadness and other problems. People have a lot of emotional struggles, emotional problems, mental health issues. And if people say that, oh, okay, I want good mental health and I don't want to suffer. I want to live a stress-free, anxiety-free, depression-free, pain-free life. But then all the people may have this wish, wishful thinking, without doing the practice meditation, they cannot live a stress-free life. So, so I think that metaphor is so relevant to us today. And so I think now is subject to discussion as I offer my gratitude to Bhante Kusala. I just want to open the platform to our venerable monks to share their insights. And of course, as I said, we are very happy for the fact that United Nations now have officially designated December 21st as the World Meditation Day. They have recognized the significance of meditation practice that should be done by everyone. And now I would like you to tell us some stories, maybe based on the sutta, the summary given by Bhante Kusala. And if you have any stories, so if you can share with our audience your personal benefits of meditation and how your own meditation practice, through your own meditation practice, others can benefit. So is there anyone who would like to add some insights into the discussion? And I see Bhante Buddhadatta is also here from Ohio. You're welcome. Yeah, thank you for joining. So now I see nobody is raising the hand yet, but let me go to Bhante Kamalasiri from Minnesota. I know Bhante, when we were receiving our monastic education in the monastic college, and of course part of our daily practice was doing meditation in the morning, in the evening, and then we also went to the famous forest meditation center founded by a beloved lay meditation master, Godwin Samararatna. And there was so, even those days in the 80s, we have seen the people from different countries coming to that center for meditation training, to practice meditation with the teacher. And we also went there. Now, you also went to Himalayas to explore meditation practices done by other rishis. Now, what is your experience of your own meditation practice and the meditation you have done with the rishis in the Himalayas? So what are the benefits, spiritual benefits? Bhante Kamalasiri.
Thank you asking that question, and it is opportunity, but it is big challenge to me. As you mentioned at the beginning in our monastic life, we had that background. That is the big opportunity to us. Medit- we had the teachers for academic side also. We had, but we had good Kalyana Mittas or noble friends in this, and that interest for the meditation. Actually, that was a transaction period. And society also was not peaceful, actually. You can remember, everybody knows that society also was not in peacefully. But during that background and that situation, Fortunately, we had a, good background for meditation.
Mhm.
Um Actually, from my teacher, the most venerable Ananda Maitri Thero, I got the meditation method from him. That is was the uh, Vitakka Santana Sutta
Mhm.
and Dveda Vitakka Sutta. That that was the concept.
Mhm.
And when we go to when we join with the meditation for in Nilamba with Mr. Godwin Samaratna,
Mhm.
practically he also taught the same thing. His method also was uh, be friendly with mind. That was very important thing for me actually. He always asked. He didn't take mind as a challenge.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. He always said that be friendly with your thoughts.
Mm.
Yeah, and divide into the two categories, and especially the steps in Vitakka Santan.
Mm.
Uh, and uh, before that, I think mostly the popular thing was in the society. Popular thing was in the society. Pray for the uh, oh, what is that? The word, good word. I don't know the willing. Oh, what is the good word for the prarthana?
Make wishes, making wishes.
Oh, making wishes, but there is another good word for that. Okay, we can use that word, making wishes. Making wishes to be arahant, to
Yeah.
be Buddha in a future, after many eons.
Mhm.
Uh, that was the traditional Buddhist practice. Not in this very life. That was the situation, but we had that uh, background to
Mm.
practice the mindfulness and other mindfulness and other things in that way.
Mhm.
However, you asked about the Himalaya.
Yeah.
The in Himalaya, the Maya is still. I continuously travel in Himalaya. The next year also I will go again
Mhm.
for a couple of
Uh,
periods.
I should
It
do
is yeah, continuously I do.
Uh,
Uh, but my understanding is mostly in in the world, especially in west part of the earth, the America or British. The writers write in so many things about miracles and other things like that way. But I don't know there is no like that such a thing in Himalaya. My
mhm.
understand.
Mhm. Mhm.
But there are very practical teachers are there,
Mhm.
but they are not teachers. They are yogis, practical people. If we want, we can make them as our teachers.
Mm.
That is the thing. They don't want to be teachers.
Mm.
They also, whatever thing they talk, which belongs to which tradition, maybe mostly in Himalaya it is Buddhist, we know, the few parts in Hindus. But which type of methods they practice, which tradition they belong, which lineage they belong, the practical people, they always talking about the mindfulness,
Mm.
yeah, and seven factors of the enlightenment.
Mm.
That is the way. Maybe sometimes they not use that words,
Mhm.
but when we listen to them, we can understand they're talking about that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Therefore, I think my understanding, the meditation means not making willings, wishes.
Mhm.
Yeah? There is when we read this sutta, I understood the very one of the Indian story. It is the one of father. He had two sons.
Mm.
He sent both of them to Takshila. Those days, that was the education academic center.
Mm.
Then after they graduate, they will back to home.
Mm.
Then the father gave two plants to them to plant and get fruits.
Mm.
Then the one boy, the younger boy, what he did, he planted that plant, and uh, after 1 year, there was no more a plant.
Mm.
But the elder son, his plant was grown up and with the full of fruits.
Mm.
Then the father asked what happened. What did you do? He asked from the younger son. He
Mm.
said, I plant it.
Mm.
Then I pray every day. I pray for the gods. Every day I pray for the plant to grow up.
Mm.
Then he asked, "Brother, what did you do?" From the elder son, he said, first I had a confidence,
Mm.
both side about the plant and me.
Mm.
The second I had uh, awareness of the plant.
Mm.
I was always awareness of the plant. The third one, I had courage to fertilize and water to the plant. Then fourth one, he said, I had the patience. I was waiting.
Mm.
Yeah. Then finally, I got the fruits.
Ah.
Yeah. Then with this story, however, who created this story, we can understand the uh, that five faculties or five powers or energies which we are talking in this sutta.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
Mm.
that is the thing. My understanding with everywhere we can get, if we aware of that, everywhere we can get this knowledge.
Mm. Yeah, Bante Kamasri beautifully explained. I know you had the close association with the highly respected Buddhist monk internationally, the most venerable Balangoda Ananda Maitreya Mahanayaka Hamdro. And he even authored a book, Meditation, a small booklet.
Yeah.
I read that book, and his method and our lay meditation teacher, Godnu Samaratna. What?
Uh, Actually, the Sarvapala, that is important thing you mentioned. Therefore, I wanted to say this.
Yeah.
Uh, there is a one article from him, the most venerable. It is people don't know supposedly. Even monks also don't know about that article. Therefore, I want to mention about
Uh-huh.
that. Everybody knows but Renukani Chanduvimalatero has written a book
Uh-huh.
about Bhavana,
Yeah.
Karmasthana.
Uh-huh.
The most of monks and the lay people, the lay practitioners use this book.
Mm-hmm.
But in this book, the forward has written by the Ananda Maitri Thero.
Ah.
Most people not
Yeah. Yeah.
read the forward.
Yeah.
They don't know that forward is there. I think it is very important forward because it is clear, short explanation about what is the Buddhist meditation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I have decided to translate this into English with help with some people
Uh-huh.
uh, because it is a summary and
Uh,
short article,
yeah.
uh, and clearly he have given understanding what is the Buddhist meditation method.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think but that is in Sinhala. I think if someone
That
can
is the reason, yeah.
yeah,
But I mentioned about the Sri Lankan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I know if you can translate that into English, that would be of immense benefit. I think he's a very matured, very erudite Buddhist monk, and highly respected by everyone. Even to read his works would be a great benefit to the people. So thank you, Bante Kamalasuri. And now let's, um, Venerable Shanta Sobana from Los Angeles. Now, I know, Venerable Shanta Sobana, you also teaching meditation, you conduct meditation sessions virtually and also in person. Now, what are your own personal benefits of meditation, and what could be the universal benefits of meditation?
Thank you very much, Venerable Sirs. And with my heartiest respect to all the Venerable monks and all the listeners, actually, before we go to the sutra, the question you put on me,
Yeah.
so one thing that through my practice, because I used to practice yoga and acupuncture and the meditation and martial art. So those are the four backgrounds that I came to this point.
Mm-hmm.
So through when I practiced this all, what I understood, especially with the yoga, uh, when we practice all the breathing techniques, and the most of time our mind interfere and we controlling our breathing, and we try to maintain the breathing and all other the physical activities according to the way we want.
Mm-hmm.
So that's always make the our self-centered idea stronger. But when it come to practicing anapanasati, or the contemplate on the breathing, there is a very major important practice we do. We are not interfering with the breathing, but we observe it as it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that create a very major difference in between the other practice and the Buddha's teaching.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than, of course, we can make things happen the way we want, and in there are, that the many endless ways we can practice. So, but when it come to when we go towards the truth or the wisdom, understanding how things come to be as they are, if our mind interfere with it, we cannot do it. So then it's kind of like a bounce back, and it reflect our own mind through that practice.
Mm-hmm.
But when we become an observer rather than interfering to it, what we can see how it come to be as it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that help us to get out of this self-centered mind.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what was my personal understanding through the practice. And also when it go through the acupuncture, that we have this the energy, the system that work in our body not belong to thoughts. It's that's mean idea of self. I am. There is no way that I can make things happen the way I want. The energy flow according to its own rhythm and according to its own way. What we can do, we can understand the path of the energy, and we have to surrender to it. It's kind of like we accepting, and that acceptance create a path to flow the energy. So, and then when it come to understanding the Western way of understanding the body, we have sympathetic nerve system and parasympathetic nerve system. The both nerve systems, those are the most very key fundamental, the foundation of our physical body,
Mm-hmm.
related to the spine and related to the brain. So the both nerve system work naturally automatically. It called autonomic nerve system.
Mm-hmm.
So And through our lungs, there is a nerve system to our brain. So according to the condition of the thoughts, it has the ability to control our lungs. The most of the disease come to us because of the lack of the breathing. So the lack of the breathing happen reason because of the too much thoughts. So we are addicted to thoughts. So when the person mentally calm down, what happens? The lungs start to work according to its own rhythm. So then it's get enough that whatever breathing according to the condition of the body. See that in the anapanasati, rather than manipulating the system of the breathing, we observe it because the breathing is a bodily action, not a mental action. So we observe the body, we breathing, and the body start to happen, do the natural process of the breathing. So in that way, mind become free. Mind not going to interfere. And according to that, what happened? The mind start to become sharp and clear, and at the same time, the physically also we become more healthy. That's mean the all our nerve system start to get enough breathing. And in yoga, that we know that chakras. So according to according to the acupuncture, what the chakra means, related to our spine, there are energy center points, always the nerve system connect to our inner organs, lungs, kidney, liver, so on like that. When the natural process of breathing happens, what happens? That nerve system start to give enough energy to all the physical organs to work as it is. So the most dangerous thing is our thinking mind manipulate this system. So according to my practice, that understanding, then I understood how it related to the Buddha's teaching with this anapanasati, especially when we not interfere with the breathing, or when we not interfere with any sensation or the feelings, the body start to get into its self-regulation. So because we cannot fix anything, we are just a part, we are part of this nature, we cannot do anything. That's why people try to be happy, people try to be healthy, people try to have a longevity, people try to do things with the self-centered, egocentric mind. When I am disconnecting from the nature and think I can do this, I already start to get the disease because I already disconnect. So through the meditation, it gives the links to become part of the nature. And at the same time, then when it comes to the vipassana level of meditation, what happens? Once the mind calms down to that level, we develop critical analytical understanding and observe thoroughly, deeply how it come to be as it is. So that way we are capable to understand this entire mechanism has a kind of like a very natural process. If we are capable to accept it rather than control it, rather than resist it, rather than maintain it, or rather than manipulate it, then our mind come to a level to get the healing itself. So that is where this meditation and the my physical practice get connected, and that through that way that I understood more and more, and that is how I came to this path. So when it comes to this sutra, and this is very important, and at the same time this United Nations that declare this World Meditation Day, and I was listening to entire program from beginning to end. So especially what they are focusing regarding the meditation is not actually that what we talk about meditation. It is totally two different ways.
Mhm.
But the good thing is, because they are just trying to focus on the shallow level of having a very comfortable, relaxed, and clear mind to maintain our life and get the best out of this material physical world and become a very sustainable, very kind of like a creative person and contribute something good to the community. So that was their focus. But when it come to uh, good part of this, now the word meditation came to the society. Now people start to talk about this.
Mm.
So then our responsibility is giving the right meaning for that, because it doesn't matter how fast we go, it is very important the direction we go. Because if we go into the wrong direction, we're not going to get the right result. Because meditation, most of time nowadays people practice, and through the yoga, through the meditation, within this 200 years, now it became more familiar after the COVID situation, and most of people practice it with the real self, with the related to self-centered mind, with the egocentric mind. And I want to be healthy, or I want to be better, I want to be successful, I want to be better than other people. So in that way, even when it comes to most of time health wise, and sometimes when I have conversation with the people who ever want to come to practice meditation with the health wise, what they want to practice meditation because they want to be healthy and continue again whatever they have done. So it doesn't work, because whatever they have done make them unhealthy. And now when they become healthy, if they go back to do whatever they want to do, it's not going to fix any problem. So that's why here in this sutra, what is the important part when it comes to meditation? In this sutra, in the Bhavana Sutra, Buddha clearly gave a very clear blueprint when it
Mm.
comes to what is meditation.
Mm.
So it's kind of like a password to nirvana.
Mm.
So what is the password? It's like a 4445578. So, and well, Kusala mentioned that all the details, but when it come to that long detail, like there were 37 factors. So,
Yeah.
but when we come to categorize that all, faith, it mentioned 2 times.
Mm.
Energy, it's mentioned 9 times. Mindfulness mentioned 8 times. And the samadhi mentioned 4 times. And the wisdom mentions 5 times.
Mm.
So, according to that, one of the major important part is the energy.
Mm.
So, how we can link it to the society? Because in the with these machines and technology, what is the major problem we go through? We are getting so lazy with our internal practice and even with our physical practice. Procrastination became one of the major problem, and anxiety, depression, and all other health situations and the mental problem come out of the laziness. At least that's why health organization mention each and every person at least walk uh, 45 minutes per day can reduce most of the disease, but people don't do it. So when it comes to this sutra, so practicing meditation is very important. It is not a kind of like a something wishing and hoping or praying and asking something. It is our responsibility to practice ourselves. And at the same time, the important part when it comes to the bhavana and the meditation, that when we go to the very meaning of the word, the it's a bhavana is the development of the mind, cultivation of the mind with the profitable skills. That is important. Bhaveti kusala dhamme aseviti vaddheti bhavana. Because the mind can cultivate to in many ways. There is no limits, but we have to cultivate it in a profitable way. And another word for this is called the yoga. Yoga also, this word also mentioned in many places as bhavana. In Dhammapada, there is one place, yoga ve jayate bhuri. So that's mean through meditation, the wisdom will be born. So wisdom here means what? Wisdom means the ability to realize the reality of our own life. So that will take us from all our difficulties. Ability to realize the reality of our own life, not about the outside world. So when it comes to that, the meditation means that the bridge build up in between the wisdom and the person. So it is very necessary. Anxiety, depression, the fear, anger, hatred, jealousy, ignorance, this all come out of our lack of wisdom. So the wisdom never going to come just by praying or just by wishing or just by following, just by hoping. The wisdom always come out of by practicing. So if the person not willing to practice, and maybe everybody, averagely everybody like to have a happy, comfortable, peaceful life, but still they don't understand whatever the difficulties they go through. Most of time people think the reason is in outside. No, the reason, there is some reason within inside them. If anybody go through any difficulty, there is a lack of wisdom within that person. So through this sutta, what the Buddha mentioned, if the person willing to take the responsibility and look into it and work for that, that person able to get out of that problem. It is a personal choice. So that's why, and through this sutra, and at the same time, with this topic, I think more than any other time, we have a table to talk about this, but at the same time, it is our responsibility to give the right information. Why? In one sutta Buddha mentioned, there is a way that one of the dangerous thing when it comes to the Dhamma, if we give the wrong definition for the words, that can destroy the Dhamma.
Yeah.
As monks and as the followers and as whoever practice, then it is their responsibility to get into the right meaning. I think we have enough, more than enough evidence and the facilities nowadays more than any other time to get into that. So that's why it is our self-responsibility to go into it and look into it and practice and get the benefit to others, and that is the only way we can contribute our best to the society. With that, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shanta Sobana. I think you shed a lot of light into today's discussion on the meditation, the personal benefits and the universal benefit. And I think this thing you really password to Nirvana 4445578. I think this password to Nirvana should be taught and practiced daily. See, this is the amazing thing I learned today from this discussion. Password to Nirvana 4445578. Of course, this is a new way of thinking, a new creation. I think the young people will love this, you know. So thank you so much for uh, explaining the essence of meditation, and even the how you related that practice to the lung, the nervous system. I think is very important. I mean, even doctors actually say that people are getting or suffering from more stress because of not breathing enough. even the oncologists, the cancer doctors, highly recommend the cancer patients to try breathing, and because once you have enough oxygen, the cancer cells can't attack the healthy cells. So and also, if you're not breathing enough, and especially I think Venerable Shanta Sobana, you know this, that Ayurvedic doctors are saying that people are normally breathing enough through the nostril, and if you can learn to breathe through the nostril, but it has to be a conscious breath work, then we can live our life without any stress and anxiety. And so I talk about this a lot, and it seems to be working out. And you perfectly pointed out that today. So thank you so much. And now we see Venerable Tridao raising his hand. So what's mind? And now what are your personal benefits of meditation, and what could be the universal benefits of meditation as we celebrate United Nations World Meditation Day?
Salutations to all of the most venerables present today. My greetings to all of the lay people who are joining us on this wonderful Zoom. Some of you I've met in person. And salutations to all of you from across the world. We rejoice in happiness and jubilance in observance for the birthday of Christ coming up, Christmas, and how wonderful the Sutta today, and a reminder how the UN has recognized World Meditation Day. For those who are always on the news out there, we all kind of knew this was coming because, mindfulness section and subsection was under CNN for many years now, under health, across the health, diet, meditation, sleep. And now, more important than ever before, if the UN is endorsing it and making it a day where everyone should stop to reflect, people should really take their longevity, happiness, and health very seriously. On the subject of health, you can have 1,000 problems, and we typically do create 1,000 problems for ourselves. We create it in our mind, manufacturing out of the mind. You can have 1,000 problems until you have a health problem. Now you have one problem. Now you have one problem. So my journey in mindfulness is that, and goodness, everything is so visible. Everything is so visible online with my journey. I was a very troubled young man growing up, very troubled, immigrating to the United States at 7 years old, went to school here, went to work here, hung out with friends, hung out with the wrong friends, engaged into crimes, subsequently left a life of crimes for peace, addicted to committing crimes, and then subsequently addicted to peace. At age 14 was when I realized that, I need to start taking a look at what peace looks like for me, rather than what was happening in my life and everyone else around me. So if there was ever a monk that exists on this earth and planet, a troubled young man filled with history that is so visible to the whole entire world about his family life, about his love life, about his criminal past, that would be me. That's me. A lot of monks don't really disclose their past, whether they were married, whether they were ever been arrested or anything like that. But I'm here, a living testament to the entire world of what mindfulness can do for you. Furthermore, I grew up with a lot of mental health problems. I grew up with bipolar, depression, anxiety, suffered greatly. At times I look in the mirror and I go, how do I look this young for all the things that I went through and observed in life, watching dozens of people died, including the past year of losing Kyle Koren, who volunteered at the monastery for so long. Yet to grieve and yet to mourn. What Buddhism can do for you, what Buddhism did for me, was it saved my life. It saved a young man's life. It made me turn my life around, to teach other people that it's never too late to turn your life around. The start of it, and to see your life, if it wasn't excellent in the beginning, it can be excellent towards the middle. If it wasn't excellent towards the middle, you can work towards excellence towards the end. And I just wanted to inspire millions out there about taking meditation seriously. And my path was it was hard, but then it was also easy. It was a mixture of balance. On the subject of samadhi, it was easy because I trusted a teacher and I trusted the process. Yeah, everything that I've taught to everyone on my TikTok was exactly how I was taught. And Venerable Bufung is still here in St. Petersburg, still alive. And I follow his lead. In breath but, out breath to. 16 years of that. But what does that mean for us today in the sutta? I was that chicken egg underneath the light. That's what it means. I was being incubated because I had no choice. At age 14, the judge says, go do community service. I said, okay, all right. So, the Florida Buddhist Temple, Southwest Buddhist Temple, was right around the corner from Northeast High School. And so I was this little egg, okay? And I was wise enough to not argue and just be quiet and go in there and just do exactly what they were doing. And everybody who was sitting with me, we're over here, all the monks are up there. We're a bunch of eggs wanting to hatch. So we just looked at them, and I just looked at them, and all I see is their back. You can't even see their front. You don't even see their face. There is something about the Theravadan order that is so unique about a human in orange robes keeping to themselves in silence, the gracefulness of their silence, how graceful they are to walk on stage, sit, meditate, mind their own business, chant, and then get up and then walk back to their room without minimal exposure to the public. So there was a lot of sense of privacy there towards my own life, thinking in my own head, and then following along with the meditation. So in essence, you don't really need to know the password to nirvana. In essence, you just need to practice the one-pointed concentration technique. I grew up lazy. I grew up going through everything that everyone went through as a young person, as a young human being. And we hear it, right? Doctors say, go out and exercise. You want to get better, exercise. You want vitamin D, exercise. You want to, move your joints and everything else, exercise. So the exercise version of the Theravadan order is to meditate. Reading the sutta alone nowadays, rarely will you get that light bulb just by listening to the sutta. 2,567 years ago, that happened. A novice monk can utter one sentence and you became an arahant. A novice monk can say, be mindful of your thoughts. That sentence alone can bring you towards enlightenment. Nowadays, you talk to people and you're like, are you listening? You say like one sentence and you're wondering where their eyes are at, what they're doing. I now work as a driving instructor also, in addition to being an interpreter. And I give my instruction. I'm like, can you please tell me what I just told you? And they always trip up. Why is that? Why is that one paragraph, couple of sentences, and people can't remember them? Nonetheless, the password. No, they can't even remember their phone number. They can't even remember their birth date. Go ahead, go out there and test people. Be like, how old are you this year? And they're like, what do you mean? How do you not know yourself? That's what spirituality is knowing yourself. So, you know, today's sutta discussion brings a smile to the whole world, realizing that the path is easy. The path is methodical. There are methods to achieving peace. There are still living monastics, qualified, authentic teachers sitting before us. Most Venerable Kamala Siri came to see me, and I was in his presence, and I was just in awe, in shock and awe of the peace that just his presence. And I now enjoy the presence of others like, you know, Venerable Saranapala. And my job is to continue to live the Kalama Sutta. My job is to try to prove the Buddha wrong. My job is to try to see if there's actually peace in us, in people, and most importantly, the living monastics. So I surround myself with them. After completing everything, you know, I just wanted to feel this peace. You know, people go to like movie theaters to feel what? To feel the intense emotions of a scary movie. People go to strip clubs to feel what? To feel good because there's alcohol around. I hope all of the Gen Zs, millennials, alphas be addicted to peace and practice mindfulness, you know, and know what it's like in this lifetime. And indeed, all of us wake up every day complaining. I get so many complaints with my students. I don't like where I work. There is toxic people where I work. My back hurts. I have physical pain. My daughter left me. I haven't talked to my son in many years. Yeah, these are valid complaints. It is also information to push you towards enlightenment once and for all. And if you think life is bad now, you want to come back 7 more times of COVID? You want to come back 7 more times of how many kids do you want? How many times are you going to pay child support? It's a very serious thing with, you know, me being an interpreter and working social work for so long. I love everybody here, but I really don't want to come back one more time, not even one more time. So it's my continuous encouragement for all of you to examine our teachings, examine everything that we went by. Today's sutta is something that you have to go back to the beginning with the slideshows and sit there and take notes. Yeah. And reflect on each sentence. If you want to be enlightened, you will do it. You will take today's course, 1 hour, 30 minutes, like it's a $2,000 college course you have ever seen in your life. I caught some students yesterday just slacking off, and I said, you don't really take this seriously, do you? Let me tighten you up a little bit. You need to pretend like this is a $3,000-4,000 college course, you know? And so, yeah, this education is priceless. One day, all of you Gen Zs and Alphas out there will realize that how much you will miss some of us. Some of us won't be around anymore to wake you up. The whole world is asleep. People that sits in the UN, at the UN, are very high-ranking, very high-caliber individual. The depths of their mind, the magnitude of their position is to contribute to world peace and to contribute to the systems of systemic change. So when they declare a day that it is of meditation, it is salient, the most important, and they let Venerable Bhikkhu Bodhi speak at the UN, that's a very serious thing, very serious thing. So we need to pay close attention to that and not easily dismiss. We need to pay close attention to the suttas at hand and always come back to the biweekly discussion and reach out to all of these monks. I mean, they're letting you know where they are. They're at Long Island. They're in Los Angeles, Minnesota, Canada. Use all the money you got in the bank and go see these monks. I'm telling you, it'll be well worth it. The joy, the radiance that you will learn from. Where are you going to go? Are you going to go to Hawaii for a vacation? You would just take your hell with you. So I hope that everyone take this year and next year seriously. New resolution, new goal in life, the priority of your peace. And once and for all, anything from the past that keeps you from living in the present, anything from the future from keeping you in the present, please Do it for you, do it for your family, do it for all of us, and start the mindfulness path, the journey ahead of you. It all awaits for you. And study quickly in the sutta, because AI will rewrite the suttas. May you all be well, be happy, be free. I'd like to yield the floor back to all of the monastic order. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Ridao. Really loved hearing your story. Very happy to see how meditation transformed your life and what you're doing today. So thank you so much. And now I know Bante Nanda from Long Island. I have seen Bante Nanda. You have been conducting weekly meditation sessions, monthly retreat, and during the summertime, you would go to a beach, and meditation in the beach, outdoor meditation, and majority of the attendees of your meditation sessions seem to be American people. So Bhante Nanda, what's your experience? What could be the benefits and universal benefits of meditation practice?
Thank you very much, Venerable Bhantes, Venerable Saranapala, and all the friends who are here. I enjoyed this discussion very much, though I'm not talking.
Yeah.
We have very beautiful Buddhist teachings to see and understand the reality and three characteristics of the existence.
Mm-hmm.
What we talk, anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Mm-hmm.
Some Buddhist societies, it seems like so miserable point. Anicca, when something happen, anicca, dukkha, samsare, so miserable.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like, downfall mentality. Actually, when start and continue the meditation, one can understand that very well, and not only well, the beauty of the anicca.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time we get it in a negative point.
Mm-hmm.
But the teachings really explains the beauty and move on. For example, when somebody gets sick, or sometimes somebody may sick from long time and suffering a lot. Physical and mental suffering is there. Unhappiness, sadness, because of that anger rising, aversion, the hatred continues, and revenge because of some situations around their members of the family, the society, among friends, family members, relatives, likewise. But because of the anicca means the change in nature, it doesn't remain forever. If somebody is sick, if somebody gets sick, it doesn't remain forever. If someone depart from the family, if somebody has a breakout from a partner or husband or wife or family member, it doesn't, that misery, that suffering doesn't remain forever. Because of anicca, the beauty of anicca, you can understand. That also change, subject to change. The suffering, what somebody experiencing is subject to change. Then next time the happiness arising. That is why when somebody experiencing depart of loved ones, after that we perform in Buddhist culture, we do perform meritorious activities such as practice generosity, giving, offering dana, and practice meditation, practice sila, practice generosity, morality, and meditation, dana, sila, bhavana. So it is a benefits, you know, it's a benefit. You know, we don't stay, you know, thinking, we don't remain the time thinking of the misery of the depart ones. You know, oh, my friend, my relative, my mom, my dad departed, you know, crying all the time. No. We turn that point, the miserable point, to a positive direction, to get practice good deeds, wholesome activities, and generate wholesome activities ourselves as well as share the merits with departed ones. So then the change in nature, the anicca, everything, all the conditions, things subject to change, including all the emotions, miserable or happy situations. So therefore, this is one of the beautiful benefits. The personally and universally, all those practitioners can achieve, can understand. We can read, we do discuss, we can listen, but it is difficult to understanding. Realization is another thing. It takes time. So, but we can understand. So once we understand that, those practitioners can face any kind of situation in the life. But we can see around the world, many people, they cannot face to difficult situations. That is why the suicide rate is increasing in the world. Commit suicide. People, when especially the young generation, present generation in the world is so danger in one side. They don't know how to face to a difficult situation. What they face in their lives. Therefore, finally, what they get, they cannot find answer. Nobody is helping, nobody is supporting. When somebody is miserable, when somebody is suffering from something, then they choose two things: become alcoholics or commit suicide. But those who have understanding of the changing nature, the anicca, because of that, yada niccang tang dukkhang, if there is something subject to change, suffering arising, that is because of the selflessness, because of the self-feeling. Me, I, me, my, mine. But then when we come to the anatta, we can question ourselves, if it is mine, if it is me, why this suffering is there? I should have control myself not to suffer, but it is not under our control. That is because of anatta. You know, this, you know, only through meditation, somebody can understand this point. This is the beauty of practice meditation personally and universally people can achieve. Thank you.
Beautiful explained, Bhantanand. I'm so grateful to you for bringing up this understanding of meditation practice and also how people can really benefit from this. It's so the testament to this what you just explained is actually the vipassana meditation. How people from all walks of life and of all ages go to 10-day vipassana retreat. Here we have several vipassana retreats across Canada, And so these people are not actually the monks or the Buddhists, but they believe in meditation practice would help them. And they struggle the first couple of days, but then they get into this real practice and they gain this beautiful understanding. What I heard from these people at the end of the day, retreat, they don't feel like coming back to the society. They don't want to go home because they are at peace. They don't want to lose it. And so there are so many stories like that. And Bhantinanda, I also have a story to tell. This is a Canadian Polish man. I think he was searching for something. He was reading all kinds of faiths and religious texts, and he one day happened to see me because our temple was located by a famous shopping mall called Dixie Mall. And you have come to that place one time, I remember.
Yeah.
And so he saw me. I was in the front of the temple. So he came to me with so much curiosity and said, "Oh, I'm so happy to see a Buddhist monk." So, and then when I said, "Oh, this is a small Buddhist temple," and so he said, "Do you offer meditation classes?" I said, "Yes, we have a weekly session." So he started coming to the meditation session, and whatever he was searching through meditation, I think he found it. He got the glimpse of meditation practice, the hope and the relief and peace, and he wanted to uh, do more extensive meditation practice. And so he asked me whether I offer retreats. I said no, because we don't have accommodations. So I have recommended him two places. I said, here in Canada, nearby we have a Vipassana retreat center, which is 1 hour drive from Toronto. And then if you like, there's another forest meditation center known as Bhavana Society, Banteji's place. I say it's a forest and it's huge. It has all the accommodations. And if you like, you can go there and for a longer retreat. So he said, yeah, I would like to go to West Virginia. So he said, can you help me connect with them? So I talked to Banteji. I said, we have a friend who would like to visit your Bhavana Society and learn from you. So I helped him connect with Banteji. So this gentleman went to Bhavana Society. He couldn't believe the fact that it was such a serene environment. And he originally he went there just to stay 1 month, but he stayed there for 3 months, Bhantinanda. Three
Okay.
months. And
Yes.
he that practice completely changed his life. I think he was at 60s by then, and he benefited personally. And then when he returned here, he of course explained everything to me. So I said, and then he said, well, I wish my Polish community would get into meditation and benefit from meditation and experience what I have experienced. So I said, well, you could do something like this. If you like, you can write a small booklet about your own experience of meditation in Polish, in Polish language. That's a great idea. So he wrote a book in Polish and published that. And then he also gave me one copy. I think he also sent one copy to Banteji at Bhavana Society. But I lost my copy when we were moving to our new temple. I don't know. I was looking for it. I couldn't find it because there are some Polish people who come to our weekly sessions, the retreats. And so I tell them this story. So now, now again, Bhantinanda, he is not a Buddhist, right? But he developed a great interest in, like, chanda, desired for. He was he went through something, his personal, I don't wish to tell that personal life story. He went through a lot of struggles. He was searching for some help, spiritual help. I think whatever he did that did not help him. So eventually he came here, he got into meditation, and the meditation practice gave him a glimpse of hope, and he wanted to do an intensive practice under some able teachers. So I'm very happy for the fact that I was able to guide him to Bante Ji for this spiritual guidance. He really benefited, and that understanding led him to publish a book on his own language. So
That is
now,
great. That is great, Bante.
yeah,
Give me 1 minute, Bante.
yeah,
Meditation part. Some people, people say, I cannot meditate. I have monkey mind. I cannot sit long time. Likewise, difficult side.
yeah.
The problem is that at the beginning, for the beginners, maybe it is boring, a little bit boring, and kind of backward situation. But once we have to give the instruction, please do meditate until 21 days in certain time every day. So then likewise, how somehow when we pause to do that, then they will continue it, they will practice it, then they get taste of meditation.
Mm-hmm.
Taste. Once somebody get the taste, then they don't give up.
Yeah, I
Then
think
they
this
go
is what
forward. They
yeah,
go forward, searching, looking, investigation, investigating everything, everywhere. So they cannot stop after that.
yeah.
So, that
So
the
that is
beginning part is the difficult.
yeah, the taste of meditation. I think we should say it Bhavana Rasa.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Like Dhamma Rasa,
Yeah.
Bhavana Rasa.
Yeah. Yeah, for that, they need Dhamma Chanda,
Dhamma Chand, yeah.
overcome from Kama Chanda to
Yeah.
attain, enter to Dhamma Chanda.
Wow, beautiful. Yeah. Transform the Kama Chanda to Dhamma Chanda.
Correct.
I'm learning so much today. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we have come to the end of it. I know Bante Shantasobana, you have something more to share?
Yeah, actually, Venerable Sir, the reason, because with this World Meditation Day, and
Yeah,
in that conference, they mentioned how to bring a well-being to the society.
yeah.
And as all these venerable monks, and I know personally, you also try to teach meditation to children. And there are a lot of parents have a very hard time because of their own children nowadays, more than any other time.
Mm-hmm.
So, one thing is parent need to understand, whoever want to have children, remember, before this child come to this world, in that 10 months in the mother's womb, they already learn whatever they want through the parents' emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very important, whoever want to make children, remember, during that time, try to practice meditation.
Mm.
Because after the child come to this world, and because we get the pre-body and free of charge all the language and culture and all these things inside our mother's womb, through
Mm-hmm.
mother's emotions and our parents' behavior.
Mm.
So it is very, because otherwise when the children come to this world and they start to the go through that whatever already inside them, it is very, sometimes it is very difficult to change them.
Mm.
So it is very difficult to teach them.
Mm.
So it is very important, then parents especially, they need to know before the monks, they are the best teachers that they can teach the meditation to their children.
I think we should now offer a form of meditation session. We can call it
Yes,
meditation for the expecting mothers. How
yes,
about
yes. That's very necessary,
that?
That's
I
great.
think we should
Good,
start.
good idea.
Yeah.
Another
Wonderful.
another thing, Bhante Saranapala,
Yeah.
I'm very happy about Venerable Shanta Sobana.
Yeah.
We know from long time each other. So
Yeah.
I'm very excited and proud of him you
Yeah.
know, his explanation, and come forward to the Dhamma discussion and doing things. So thank
Yeah,
you so
no,
much.
that's why I always make sure that he joined the biweekly
Yes,
Sutra
yes,
discussion. So no, you all are doing amazing. I think that
yes.
makes me very proud,
Yeah,
and
that
we
is because of I know him personally, and Bhante Venerable Kamalasari, if he's there, is more strong, it's
yeah.
so powerful. The discussion, the session will become so powerful.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. So now we have come to the end of the discussion today, and I think it was such a great joy for us to have this bi-weekly Sutta discussion throughout 2024, and I'm hoping to have continue. I think there are people actually they don't want me to stop this because there are thousands of people around the world who really enjoy this. And let's say today we discuss this Bhavana Sutta. There are a lot of Dhamma points. I think these are the Dhamma that people normally don't hear every day. So through this discussion, they are learning so much Dhamma and from our own experiences. So it's a great Dhamma mission we are doing virtually, and it's bringing a lot of spiritual benefits to the thousands of people around the world. So may I ask Bante Nanda to recite the Ovada Patimaka verses?
Sabbha පාපස්ස අකරණං කුසලස්ස උපසම්පදා සචිත්ත පරියෝදපනං ඒතං බුද්ධාන ශාසනං කන්ති පරමං තපෝති තික්ඛා නිබ්බානං පරමං වදන්ති බුද්ධා නහි පබ්බජිතෝ පරූපඝාති න සමනෝති පරං විහෙටයන්තෝ අනුපවාදෝ අනුපඝාතෝ පාතිමොක්ඛේච සංවරෝ මත්තඤ්ඤුතාච භත්තස්මින් පන්තංච සයනාසනං අධිචිත්තේච ආයෝගෝ ඒතං බුද්ධාන ශාසනං
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Bhantinanda, for beautifully reciting those Ovada Patimaka verses. So I'm very, very grateful to all of you, and thank you for being part of this bi-weekly Sutta discussion to bring the light of hope, peace, happiness, and bliss to the people around the world. May this good karma bring you all happiness. May Devas, the celestial beings, continue to protect and guard all of you with the divine blessings for your health and safety. Sabbe Satta Bhavantu Sukhitatta. May all sentient beings be well, happy, and peaceful. With these loving thoughts in mind, I would like to conclude 2024 years the 92nd bi-weekly Sutta discussion, and I would like to wish you Happy New Year. And in New Year, in 2 weeks' time, we are going to have 93rd bi-weekly Sutta discussion. Until then, all of you stay well and happy. And good night from Toronto, Canada. Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.